that was fun. So now we're gonna take a quick trip up to June, and the guys got the foundation poured up there last week, and I want to go up there and kind of see how it looks. We're gonna start plating on Monday and prepping for the building that's coming in the first part of October. I think first week of October we'll see that building show up, and a big crane coming in to set that on site. So that should be pretty interesting there. But yeah, let's go up here and see what this thing is looking like. Oh boy, you can see it right over that way. Oh, it's definitely coming in. That looks like rain. It's too warm for snow, but I know up there, up high, they're getting a little dusting. Down here, it's going to be rain. It's 49 degrees right now. Mother Nature is showing her self this weekend. Pretty crowded here for a Saturday afternoon. Everybody's trying to get their last little bit of sunshine before the fall weather kicks in full effect, and it's right around the corner, guys. Looks like these guys are doing some training over here. Probably showing them how to back these trucks up into tight spaces. Looks like they're practicing around some cones and stuff here. Some fire training. It's kind of hard to see. Maybe I'll let me see if I can turn in right here. Kind of get a better shot for you guys, but yeah, here we go. So yeah, they've got the cones all set up, and these guys are learning how to maneuver these rigs into tight spaces. Well, that's a fun way to spend a Saturday, huh? Yeah. Pretty cool there. I love this little area down here. Just very peaceful. Even when it's windy out on the main road coming in, it's just quiet and peaceful down in here. And so here's the June Lake project. As you can see, got quite a bit of rain last night. I mean, we had a lot of rain in Mammoth, quite a bit here as well. Pretty happy with the way everything's turned out here so far. It's looking really good. This thing looks very nice. You can see these large footings on each corner here. And we got a ton of rain last night, and obviously There's no standing water anywhere on the pad. It does feel a little soft. It's a little muddy, but we got a tremendous amount of rain last night. So really happy with the way this thing's turned out. The guys did a very clean job, and proud of the work they did here. All in all, after all the trial and error, this thing's turned out to be a success. And you can see the water's still doing what it's supposed to do. It's going right on around. It's a nice trickle down through that over there. You can just see it running, just pretty natural. And same thing on this side over here. Got a nice steady stream, and everything's back, kind of going back to normal. It'll all this stuff will go back to nature, even though they are planning on, believe it or not, there is another home that there's 3 more homes on this property. I think they're all up here. So we still have something to do here to create this driveway, that'll be next year. For now, we're gonna stick to, we're gonna get this all plated this week, get all the green plate down. And then that's all it takes, is just the green plate. And then it will, the building will end up setting right on top of that. So yeah, pretty happy with the way everything looks here. Nice and square. Everything came out real straight. I mean, this thing's not bowed. You can sight right down it. It looks great. The outside looks really clean. And we're gonna get some grading up along this foundation, get this thing finished graded, and this is gonna be perfecto. So very happy with the way things turned out here, and we learned a lot. We didn't give up. We persevered, and here's the finished product. Our part here is pretty much coming to an end, and but we'll keep in touch, and we're going to come back once they get the building brought in and set. I'll show you guys the finished product. There's a lot of water. You can see water running everywhere around here. So that kind of is a testament to how much we got last night. And to come out and see that pad looking the way it looks after a substantial amount of water came through, that tells me, that really puts my mind at ease with what we've done. And I'm real happy to say that, you know, I don't think we have a whole lot to worry about there as far as flooding goes. Built that thing up about 4 feet higher than what it was originally called for on the plans. So in doing that, we eliminated a lot of the issues that lot was struggling with prior. Just a beautiful drive down through here. Really love this area. I wish they had the kind of work over here that Mammoth has. This would be a great place to live. It's really not far from Mammoth, you know. It's only probably 10 to 15 miles to Mammoth from here. So that's not bad. Just a beautiful, beautiful area right at the gateway to Yosemite here. So you start seeing some of these vast mountains here that just take off up into the sky. And that up there, that's the Horsetail Falls. It's definitely down to a lot smaller volume of water than what we saw earlier in the year. Yeah, so everybody's settling in here and just prepping for who knows what's to come in the winter. I just wanted to stop real quick and give you guys a better view of what I see here. I wish the camera definitely doesn't do it justice. Sorry about the wind, but I had to get out and just get a view of this. It's just such a beautiful view right here. Silver Lake Resort. I've shown this before, but it's a really neat little place. It's got some cabins. They got the some RV spaces right up here, full on RV park, and then also the cabins. But I know it's pretty hard to get a spot here during the summer. A lot of people come up and they stay for quite some time, and I know a lot of these slots are rented years in advance, a year or two in advance, so you got to get your reservations in ahead of time. But beautiful little area here. Looks like they took the horses already. So as we come out towards the highway here, Mono Lake is off in that direction. You can see the showers taking place far off to the east there. Parker Lake up that way. We'll have to take a trip up there one day. We might even get the rangers out for that, and show you guys up some country up that way. You could see that moon. Very prevalent in the sky there on Sunday morning here. It's been fairly windy the last day or two. This morning, pretty calm. And I was looking at the weather, and it's saying we're gonna start getting some moisture after lunch, and it's gonna continue on throughout the night. So could have some snow on the ground by tomorrow. It's not gonna be a substantial amount, but I know all the mountains, everything around has gotten a good dusting over the last couple days. And so we'll get a little storm through, and then it's actually supposed to warm back up after that, so we'll kind of see how things go. All right, so this pile needs to get moved. We haven't touched anything yet. Just looking at this one top, really long section. It's already buckled right here in the center. And grabbing it with just the forklift is not going to work. This one here, I don't even know if 2 forklifts. We might need to get a sling and think about using, possibly for these here, we might want to think about bringing the crane down and a trailer and setting them all on the trailer and moving them like that. Just because it's going to be real tough to move them any other way. So today we are going to start shuffling stuff around. Of course, the forklift over here, somebody left the key on, so the battery's dead. So now we got to go back up and grab a set of cables. I got a set of forks for this big loader. So the first thing I'm going to do is start moving all these attachments and buckets and everything, kind of organize all of that. And then we'll get the forks on this thing and we'll start moving these beams and stuff. So let's get to it. Sadie, what are you eating? Put that down. Put it down. It's a rock. Look at your face. All right, well, here's the 2 new blowers we got delivered. Wow. These are 321s. Our other ones are 3218s. These actually look bigger than our original ones. I'm gonna have to check that out. But got the forks on the loader here. So what I'm gonna do is shuffle all this stuff out of my way and just start working all this material. I got to get all of this, all these beams and all of this, everything's got to get moved. So it's going to be good times. So I'm going to finish up over here getting this stuff out of my way, kind of get everything tucked over in a good spot. And then we'll start stacking material over here and we'll see how far we can get. Of course, we get down here, we have a dead battery. We don't have the right stuff. Luckily it's Sunday. We came down and just came down on a Sunday just to kind of start prepping things. So when I have 2 or 3 guys here on Monday, we're not wasting that much more time and money. So right now we're relocating stuff, moving this water buffalo that they had it parked over here in front of all the stuff that we had to move. We knew we had to move it, but we went ahead and parked a bunch of stuff in front of it. So now Dan and I are moving everything and gonna get it all moved around where we need it so we can start grading over here. Oh. These are the forms we had left over from June Lake. Probably about 500 lineal feet here, which we're gonna need, maybe double that. I'm not sure. We'll see. I think we're only gonna do 1 form on this one. It's a big giant slab on grade. So we got the 308 back from Cat. It's been fully everything's been redone. All the electrical, the hydraulic system was completely rebuilt. Everything's back. I've run it a little bit. It seems like it's running fine. This thing's only got 500 hours on it, so luckily we were able to save it from the abyss over there, and we're gonna get it back to work on this job. and start putting some time in here. This old loader here we picked up last year, or actually this year, I'm sorry, but been running it quite a bit, just kind of checking it. We're gonna maintenance it, and we have a blade that has a tilt on it for it. Not a blade, a bucket that has a tilt on it. A side dump bucket, which is kind of unique. I think it's gonna actually come in pretty handy for snow, so we're going to give that a shot. I'm gonna run over to the airport right now and meet Pat. We've got some hangars to look at. We're gonna get up on the roof and look at some hangars, and get a game plan for all the repairs that are getting ready to take place over there. It's all in insurance. We've been working on the insurance claim all summer, finally getting the final stages of it put together so we could actually start working over there. Okay, we made it back over across the street here. Check on Dan. See, looks like he's got a start on it. Got some more sitting here in the loader. So we got to figure out how to get all of that material in this tight little area here. It's going to be pretty interesting. Okay, just one load at a time. We're bringing them over. So I'm going to scoot this one forward about 8 feet, put some stickers in, and set her down and put another stack on top. The guys who stacked this originally, they sure didn't care about anybody ever having to move it again, because they got the stickers all screwed up, and you can't pick up a whole stack at once because they've got them going all the way through. So it's pretty interesting. Just having fun with it on a Sunday afternoon, trying to get a head start for Monday. So yeah, I'm not really sure if they had a rhyme or reason behind what they were doing. I know the building was stacked here a couple years ago, but as you can see, those are long ones and they go all the way through. So I couldn't pick up this first stack from the bottom because those went all the way through. Now I can't get this one out because all of these are on top, so I'll have to try and come in and grab right there. And I got 3 or 4 more trips to do, and then I got these big long ones. I have to figure out how to get those too. So those two I've got to pick up separate. Got to be very careful when you articulate, puts a lot of weight out on that corner, and the whole load wants to like shift. So you just got to take your time and go really slow so you don't dump them on the ground and have to pick them up one by one. See, as I turn this way, it wants to dip to the left now. So I just got to turn just enough so it doesn't drag the ground. It's all fun and games till you drop a stack of beams. These beams here, it's hard to say how much they weigh. Probably around 50 pounds per foot. And these are probably, they're 20 footers. So each beam is 1,000 pounds plus. Well over 1,000, but definitely 1,000 something. They got 1, 2, 5 of them on here, so about 5,000 pounds. Nothing too crazy, but just got to take your time. You can see Dan, he's working those columns. We're setting columns on the right hand side and all the main beams to the left. So when we go to unstack all these, all the light gauge stuff, probably put over here so we can get to all this stuff first, and then all the light gauge stuff will be like the last stuff that we have to get. We don't really have the schematics for the building, so we're kind of restacking it the way it was, just so it's somewhat in order. But it's gonna be a puzzle to unlock when we go to put this thing up. Oh, almost got that stake. And I gotta tuck it in here as tight as I can. I'm actually gonna go all the way up with it on top of these next ones. So I just get lined up here and I'll stop and I'll get my stickers out, and then this thing's gonna go up high. All right, so ever so carefully. Ooh, easy, very easy. I'm gonna go up a little higher. Set them down very carefully. Make sure I'm touching over there. Okay, now we got the weight off. Roll it forward ever so slightly. These forks on these big loaders are not I mean, it's much easier to move things with the forklift. Yeah. I don't like that. that's as high as you want to go with those for sure. But we wouldn't go that high if we didn't have, if it wasn't necessary. I just don't have any room over here. We're getting there though. Probably about halfway there with the structural part, and then we got to get all these panels and those panels. We're gonna do a crane for that, I think. Well, we got a large portion of it done. I'm gonna call it for today. Dan's gonna grab that last pallet, and all I got's this little bit over here and those 2 stacks there. I want to straighten up this long stuff and organize that a little more, and then we'll start moving all that in, and I think we got it. All right, so we're gonna need to get all this insulation stacked up on top of the pile to clear all this space here. And then we're gonna grab all these forms off this trailer, and I wanna stack them long ways tightly up against the tarps. We have to stay outside of the stake line, so, which is right about right here, right through here. So I wanna stack that lumber long ways right here. Once we get the lumber off the trailer, we're going to grab those 2 blowers, put them on the trailer, run that up to Mammoth, drop those off at the house, and then we're gonna bring the trailer back with the 259 and the dirt bucket, smooth bucket, and the 259, and a set of forks for the 259. So we'll have 2 buckets and a set of forks and the 259 brought back down on the trailer, and then we'll be good to go for down here. Now you can see it raining right there and up here. Hasn't got us wet yet, but it's right. It's coming in. Temperature's been all over the place today.